conversation about our monthly update. I see a few people still joining us, but we're going to be mindful of and respectful of everybody's time. I think we're going to begin momentarily. Just give me a minute here. All right, everybody. It's the month of September. Who would have thought that it would come so fast? It looks like the year is speeding by us. Today we're going to be updating you on developments here at the International Institute and how that relates to our community. I just want to, before going into to share with you all about the agenda, I really just want to say this year at the International Institute, we have really unveiled an audacious and ambitious goal for ourselves, vision, so to speak. And with this vision, we think it provides a lot of answers to some of the challenges that we face as a community. As a community, we have to do something about the declining population. But even more importantly, we also have to try to create opportunities for people who come here to be successful within a short period of time, because that's how they are going to provide support to our community. In this regard, there are few developments. I know in the last 2 years, we've been very focused on the Afghan arrivals, and in the last year, the Ukrainian arrivals. But I also want to highlight, and this would be reflected in some of the arrival numbers that we're going to talk about, is that we're seeing significant increase in the number of Congolese arrivals and a diversity in our arrivals. And so thinking holistically rather than just segmenting arrivals is everybody who comes to this community is deserving of opportunities to succeed. As we look at some of the opportunities that have come along that we may touch that we will touch on in this conversation today, is looking at also at our Latino engagement and why a lot of Latinos are going to Kansas City and not coming to St. Louis, and what role can they play, and what role have they played in the development of this community, and how we as an organization and as a community can build on creating opportunities that will attract more Latinos to come to St. Louis. So those are just some thoughts that we need to think about as we look at arrivals. I will look at some of the activities that we're having, some of the activities that are coming up as we approach the end of the year, and how we can rely on some of the organizations here present to support us to achieve the ambitious goals that we have. With that in mind, I'm going to just quickly run over our agenda here. The agenda will include our resettlement update. I see that Ariel is here, so Ariel may be giving us that. A private sponsorship update where we'll talk about Welcome Core. I think Carlos is going to do that, and I'll touch. I would, talk about the Latino attraction program. Then we'll get a Festival of Nations recap. We'll talk about this welcoming week that we're in. And then we'll talk about the Center for Multicultural Excellence and the mixer that is coming up and some activities that we have planned for the end of the year. Then we're also going to be looking at community shout-outs and other opportunities. As always, we're open. We're going to have a Q&A. So if you have any questions, please feel free to bring up those questions. I'll now turn this over to, I think, Ariel for our resettlement updates, or Shatta, but I don't see do I see Ariel or Shatta online? That's Laura. Seeing none of them here, I'm going to pivot to Carlos Suarez.
All right, well, thank you, Ari, and great to see everyone this afternoon. So yes, this September has been a very busy month for us here at the International Institute. Looking at August, you can see that we've welcomed 16 cases of 35 individuals. It includes a diverse group of individuals from a number of countries that you see here on the screen, from Afghanistan, Congo, Myanmar. And with the end of our fiscal year ending at the end of September here, it really allows for us to strengthen the arrivals that come in through the end of that fiscal year. So you can see that we have 29 cases of 90 individuals that are set to arrive here this month. There's still a lot of movement happening with those cases, in terms of some of them that are getting maybe canceled or delayed items, or moving into the next fiscal year. But overall, it's a very busy month with a lot of movement happening. Again, it's coming from a diverse group of individuals from the Congo, Afghanistan, even Vietnam we're seeing here coming in this month. So it's an exciting time for resettlement here, as we welcome a large number of these families to St. Louis. And as it mentions, our fiscal year for 2023, we were originally approved for 500 arrivals, or 500 individuals coming to St. Louis in between the time period of October 1 of 2022 and the end of this month. We were allowed an increase of 10% from that number up to 550. So actually, it looks like we're going beyond that number, stretching it to 579 or so. But that's within our approval numbers for this year, or going beyond that number. For fiscal year 2024, so starting October 1 of this year, going through the end of September of 2024, the International Institute of St. Louis is approved for 875 arrivals, or individuals coming to St. Louis. These individuals, just to note for those, coming just directly through resettlement, and doesn't include other numbers of humanitarian parolees that are accessing services here, and which we'll expand on here in the next slide.
Great.
So
Go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so as you can see, from August, our secondary migrants numbers of walk-ins that have come in, including individuals from the Ukraine and others, and so that we can welcome them and provide some level of services and support. So, again, individuals here that are on a humanitarian parolee basis can still access services that we have, that are accessible, and we encourage those that are here to reach out to us through our intake and assessment process to see what benefits that they qualify for. And so we have a good number still of secondary individuals walking through here at the International Institute.
Yeah, thank you, Carlos. I was just going to follow up on that, and I'll come back to you on the welcome call. But it's really important for us when we talk about arrivals. I know we sent out an email last week about our arrivals, that we're seeing a significant increase in arrivals. It's more than just resettlement. So resettlement are people that come to us as refugees that are designated to St. Louis, but we're seeing more than that. We're putting this community on notice about a potential second wave of Afghan arrivals to St. Louis. But as you can see from the number of people that are just walking in, just in the month of August, is almost commensurate to the number of people that came to us through the resettlement program. So there is interest, there is momentum for people to come to St. Louis. And so we, as a community, need to constantly and continue to build capacity to be able to sustain those arrivals, to make St. Louis welcoming, but to create pathways for prosperity for these people in the region. And eventually they too play their part in the development of the St. Louis community. It's been interesting and exciting to see that we have a rival from Vietnam. I don't know how recent we've seen that happen, but that's an interesting development. So that's it for resettlement. We are seeing increasing opportunities for people to come to the United States, created by the current administration. And this public-private initiative called Welcome Call is one of those opportunities. And I'm going to allow Carlos talk a little bit about this.
Thanks again, Ari. Yeah, so for those that haven't already heard, Welcome Corps is a new program established this year by the U.S. Department of State for groups of citizens here in the U.S. to, or individuals here in the U.S. to help with resettlement of individuals or refugees coming to the United States. The International Institute of St. Louis is confirmed as a private sponsor organization, or PSO, to work with a variety of private sponsorship groups that allow us to work with groups of 5 individuals or more that want to take on the responsibility and ownership of welcoming a refugee family to St. Louis. This creates a really big opportunity for those that want to get involved in the resettlement process. And a lot of the responsibilities of these groups is the similar responsibilities as what we would do in terms of the first time period in which of welcoming a family or a case to St. Louis and the region. We've had a number of a great response from individuals that have attended a Welcome Corps info session and some other private sponsorship presentations that we've held. And this coming Monday, September 18th at 5:30 here at the International Institute, we'll be hosting an application walkthrough session for those that are interested in taking that next step. It's also a very informative session for those that are interested in learning more, and to stay in contact or to get on our list about getting more information, staying on regular communication. Please complete the form here at the QR code, and that'll get you into our listing here. But Welcome Corps is a fantastic opportunity, especially for individuals or groups here that are interested in teaming together to welcome a refugee family or a case. I just had a presentation this morning with a group from a Rotary group out in Maryland Heights. So lots of excitement happening there, and we'd love to include you more on that too.
Thank you very much, Carlos, for that presentation. I encourage people to stay tuned as we're seeing this program unfold and develop and presenting to different groups and sharing as much information about this as we look forward to phase 2 of this program as well. Today, I just want to quickly touch on another private sponsorship initiative that is going on. The Biden administration has created new pathways for humanitarian parolees to come to the U.S. from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. And so we this program has been so successful. An overview of the program is the idea is to create opportunities for 30,000 Latino arrivals per month. And this Latino arrivals are from those 4 countries that I mentioned. And as of last month, we have seen 160,000 arrivals. So when that program started in February, we didn't imagine that they would meet up to 30,000 in the first year of the program each month, but they have met that, and there's now even a backlog. So we have seen 160,000 arrivals as of the end of July. There are 1.5 million applications that have been received. The USCIS is receiving an average of 12,000 applications a day. So this program has been successful, way beyond imagination. And the question now is, if the program continues at the pace that it's going, then maybe the Biden administration would have to increase this to 60,000. And even if it does that, it's still going to have a backlog for 2 years. So being innovative, being creative as an organization, we figured that instead of us focusing on the sponsorship from the countries, which would only get them 4 years here, let's embark on engaging those that have arrived. Those that have arrived in the United States. We already have 160,000 Latinos that have moved into the United States this year alone. Can we engage that population? Can we engage them and bring them and back on a nationwide campaign to attract them to St. Louis? Create a holistic program that helps with them arriving, providing them with the support and to build capacity for them to integrate the workforce. So we've been creative, and we're thinking differently. So our holistic approach includes the engagement, which means that we will be developing an exciting program where we will travel across the United States and position St. Louis. 2, providing transitional housing for them anywhere between 1 to 3 months when they come here. Job training, collaborating with unions and employers in this community to provide the kind of job training that serves as a feeder for construction, for advanced manufacturing, and for the service industry. Doing employment, job placement, so the more people we bring, we as an agency can begin to provide job placements for people once they have the capacity. Providing them support, because nowadays technology is a necessity and not a luxury, but working with our partnership with T-Mobile to support and sustain arrivals so that they have access to communication and internet. Providing language support, because many of them coming from South America may not be speaking English, so increasing our capacity to provide English language instructors as well as translation to be able to support them. Working with our immigration department to see how we can accelerate their applications for employment authorization, and whatever immigration needs these respective cases will need. And then working with our benefits team to identify other programs that we have that are funded that they can benefit from. That's the holistic approach that we want to present, which is really a different way of thinking about resettlement. Is they've just arrived in the United States. They don't have deep roots in any community yet. Why can St. Louis not be that community where we provide them deep roots? So that's the program that we're going to be announcing next Tuesday. We will be having a press conference here to announce our Latino engagement strategy or program here. So we'll be sending out invitations. It's going to be out. We'll have a press release on this. You all are the first people to know about it. So that's it for the Latino program. Again, if there are questions, just hold that, and we can take those questions at the end, or if there are questions in the chat, I have not looked at them, but anyone can draw my attention to those. But this is spectacular. This is different. Anyway, so let's go on to the next item on our agenda, which is the Festival of Nations recap. And I am going to call the director of the event here. Leon, if you're here, I'm not seeing you. So I'm trying to.
I'm here.
Oh, Leon is here. Fantastic. First, Leon, let me use this opportunity once more to congratulate you and your team for an unprecedented event here in St. Louis. I think the Festival of Nations was truly taken to a new dimension. It from a strategic standpoint, this is more than just a festival. This tells the story of the kind of St. Louis that we want. Increased diversity was evident. The engagement with young people was remarkable. The increase in the number of participants, attendees, all of those is really what made the Festival of Nations outstanding and unique this year. And this is thanks to you and the team and all the volunteers and everybody that worked behind the scenes to make it happen. So thank you, and take it away, Leon.
Thank you, Ari. So yes, we had an incredible weekend. Even despite the rain, which there were many people who I was passing by that were completely drenched head to toe on Saturday, and they were just as happy as can be, just looking for a food booth. So despite the rain, everyone still had a phenomenal time. So thank you to everyone who went out and enjoyed the festival with us. I'm going to briefly just kind of recap things for us. So over 2 days, we had 2 stages, the Global Music Stage and the Cultural Crossroads Stage. This year, we used quite a large breadth of Tower Grove Park. We had 4 different program areas. So we had our VIP Oasis, our Kokoro Wellness Program, the Ohana Family Program, and then we also partnered with Skate Culture and had a skating rink around the music stand in the park this year. We doubled the amount of vendors, food and beverage vendors, as well as market vendors. So we had about 91 food and beverage and bar vendors, 68 market vendors. We had over 50 different performers from over 35 countries represented, 33 plus exhibitors, 20 plus sponsors, 15 plus partners that really helped us bring the festival to life. And over 330 volunteers showed up. So all in all, there were thousands upon thousands of attendees. We're still working with T-Mobile currently to get the final numbers of the amount of people that showed up for the festival. So we'll share that as soon as we have that. But overall, it was just an incredible success. And although I didn't have so much time to stop and enjoy, when I did take a second here and there to just look around me, I was just blown away by all of the connections that people were making, and just the showcase of diversity and multiculturalism that St. Louis has is incredible. I know I already spoke on this already, but I had a personal friend who they moved here from Chicago, and he said that he hasn't seen anything like this in St. Louis since they've been here, and they've been here for about 3 years now. And it was just incredible for them to take their families and enjoy different cultures and have different conversations. So that was very much present. We can't wait to facilitate more opportunities for people to connect next year. If you can go to the next slide. So this is just, I wanted to give an overview of this map. We had this map on site. Obviously this text is very small here, but just wanted to give you an idea of, again, the breadth of the park that we took over. We really, really encompassed so much of it this year. This lists out all of our vendors and exhibitors and sponsors and everyone that was a part of it. So just wanted to briefly showcase this map. The second map that I want to show you is actually really, really exciting. So this year, if you go back one more, we embedded this onto our website. And so you're not able to see this in the screenshot, but on my end, the editor's end, we're showing almost 100,000 views of this map. So over about 100,000 people in St. Louis have viewed this map. It's very interactive. If you didn't know that that was there on our website, I encourage you to check that out and just go in and play around with it. You can kind of relive the festival via this map, but also kind of see some of the things that maybe you didn't know were going on that you can look forward to next year. I dropped the link here just for quick access for you, but was really, really excited to see this level of engagement with our map. We've gotten a lot of survey results back with people sharing just how nice this was, because you can interact with it, and they discovered things that they didn't know existed. So it's pretty awesome that we had that available for people. And then I want to also dive into the program. Again, we had so many things going on, but this just gives you a high arching level of just everything that was taking place. As you can see, we really gave people a lot of opportunities to just enjoy being outside and being with one another. We incorporated a shuttle service this year, which a lot of people ended up using. We've heard feedback from them that it was full, nonstop all day. So we're excited to bring that back next year and have probably even a couple more of them. Yes, so just really, really exciting programming. The next slide that I want to showcase real quickly is our lineup that we had. So this gives you an overarching view of both of our stages that we had. If you go back one more, again, this text is small. If you go to the website, you can see this more clearly, but just a phenomenal showcase of talent and artists and people who are just really committed to sharing their culture. And it's just, yeah, I really wish I could have gone to both of these areas and been able to just sit and watch these performances. But from what I heard from everybody else, they were packed the entire time and everyone was just having a really, really enjoyable time, kind of just fellowshipping with one another and building new connections. This next map is showcasing particularly our global music stage. So this is showing you exactly who we brought in from all around the world. This is just an incredible showcase of bringing the world to St. Louis and St. Louis reaching out to the world, essentially. So as we've been saying from the beginning, we really want this to be it's already a staple event in St. Louis, but we want this to be an opportunity for us to share and showcase our story of St. Louis and multiculturalism and what that does for the community. And so by bringing in people from different countries, we're able to spread that story even further. All of these artists are so incredibly talented, and they've been able to showcase the Festival of Nations on their own platform. So we are really reaching all continents and different countries that, we probably haven't before. So it's just really, really exciting to see what it's going to do in the future. And then I just want to quickly showcase our sponsors as well. So just thank you to all of our sponsors, our Jarif sponsors. We can't do any of this without the people that are supporting us. So Casey, if you could just kind of quickly scroll through our sponsor list here. There's a few different slides, but just wanted to share them and thank them once again for everything that they were able to do for us. And then also thank you to our partners. Again, like I said, we partnered with a lot of local people in the community that helped us bring this to life. They're really a full extension of our little team of 2 that we have here on the event side, and could not have done this without all of their expertise and just their willingness to contribute and donate and just help us bring this to life, like I said. So thank you to everybody. Bringing it back to our volunteers, just once again, thank you to everybody that showed up and dedicated their time. It was really hot that week, so especially thank you to those who were there on Thursday and Friday helping us set up. It was a scorcher, so thank you for just sweating that out with us. We really appreciate you. Kelly and John, a special thank you to them and our team too. My goodness, we could not have done this without them. They really just stepped up and showcased why they are in the roles that they're in, because they're truly wonderful, and they spearheaded all of our volunteers and made sure that they were well taken care of, and they're continuing to do so by hosting this thank you party for them. So this is happening tomorrow, the 14th, from 5:30 to 7 p.m. here at the Hall of Nations. So if you would like to attend this, please join us. We would love to celebrate with you and just talk through all of the things that we don't have time to keep talking about here. So just thank you to everyone. We're really thrilled about the results, and we're still gathering in all of the information, and I'm about to geek out on so much data. So as we get that, we'll be able to share that, over the next coming months. But for now, thank you for everything and for joining us. That darn mute button.
Several screens here. Thank you so much, Leanne, for that report. Like I said, the Festival of Nations is really welcoming the world to St. Louis, and a new dimension, but also a really strategic piece to what we're trying to accomplish here, making St. Louis more welcoming, more prosperous in itself. There's, just getting feedback from some of the small business vendors that, have expressed how transformative this was for their businesses. I think that there would be lots of stories to tell about how this has been revealing for many people. I did meet two gentlemen who came all the way from New York and said they never imagined seeing this in this part of the country. We've had somebody come from the Caribbean and said, I didn't think Missouri was this diverse. We've had the two people from New York have now decided to become lifetime monthly donors to the International Institute. So it's a lot coming out of the Festival of Nations. So thank you for your work, team festival. At this point, we'll go on to the Multicultural Center of Excellence, and I will turn this over to Barbara. Some exciting things coming up for the center.
Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me okay? I'm using earphones. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So before I share remarks from the Multicultural Center, I simply have to add my voice to the chorus of shout-outs for Leanne and her team. The Festival of Nation was remarkable, and I had the opportunity to kind of peek behind the veil to see how much work, at least I thought I could see how much work. It was way more work than I could imagine. So kudos to you and your team, Leanne, in all sincerity. We have some exciting events starting today. If we could advance to the slide. As you know, that this is Welcoming Week. And so we decided to have a multicultural mixer today. And we wanted to have a conversation about what does it mean to create a welcoming space for immigrants, refugees, and anyone with a diverse work environment. So it is a happy hour, but there will be a few surprises in terms of how to cultivate this conversation. And the ultimate goal is to create a list of best practices for how do you create a welcoming workspace. We will curate that. We will share that with you. We will share that with the National Welcoming Week Committee. But that's something that we believe is really, really important. So that is today. The cost, the investment is $25. There will be some delicious sambusas and cocktails, a curated cocktail and mocktail by our very own Samson Hillary. So that's today at the Hall of Nations from 4 to 6. Please, please, please join us if you are able to do that. Next slide, please. And then we have a couple of more events on the horizon. On October the 12th, on October the 12th, there is the Inclusion St. Louis Speaker Series. And this is going to be quite a conversation because we have some leading thought leaders in the region to answer this question, does multiculturalism make sense? Of course, we know that it does, but we want to hear from you, and we want to hear from others in St. Louis. How? Prove it. What's the evidence for that? So that will be on Thursday, again, here at the International Institute in the Hall of Nations. 4 to 6, there will be light refreshments and beverages as well. Join us, join us, join us. Then on Friday, November the 17th, drum roll please, Ubuntu. Ubuntu, as many of you may know, is a Swahili term, but it's universally used. It means I am because you are. And this conversation, this meeting that we have monthly underscores that. The International Institute cannot do what we do without you. So we will celebrate that on Friday, November the 17th at our annual awards gala. It will be at the Four Seasons. The doors open at 6 o'clock. The program is being finalized. We will have a keynote who is going to electrify us and challenge us. How do we take this concept of Ubuntu, I am because you are? How do we lift this off the page and operationalize that in all of our endeavors? So please join us for that. Mark your calendars. You should be receiving an invitation in the coming days. And then our final event for our center will be on December the 13th. I don't have the day in front of me, but that will also be a multicultural mixer. $25, again, just to come, share, connect, and you please watch your emails for that as well as far as details. If you have any questions, please jot them in the chat. Follow up with us by email, and we look forward to seeing you today at 4 o'clock. I also want to make one other point about Ubuntu. Last year, we were at capacity. So we encourage you to get your tickets as soon as they become available. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Barbara, for that presentation. We are all looking forward to you joining us for the mixer tonight and for the exciting list of events that we have till the end of the year in October, in November, and in December. So whilst we have our work cut out for us, you have your anticipation cut out for you. Don't miss the opportunities that we're offering. It's Welcoming Week. Welcoming America has this week that they do nationwide to try to position this country as a welcoming country, as it's always been since its very founding, is that people have come from all over the world. This is what it has been in the past, and this is what it will continue to be. And so we take time in the course of the year, each September, to just highlight how welcoming America is. And events are listed across the country, with St. Louis also having a series of events listed during this week, and the International Institute as well having some events listed as part of Welcoming Week. So I'll turn this to our Director of Community Engagement here, Kelly Moore, to talk about our Welcoming Week activities.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's great to be here on this beautiful sunny day. We went right to from the festival, that great job that we did that weekend, into Welcoming Week. So here, the International Institute is hosting 4 events, and we hope that you can make one of them. As Barbara said, we have the Multicultural Mixer tonight. Tomorrow at lunchtime, we are hosting an open house for International Institute Community Development Corps. That is going to be open to anybody who might want to take advantage of our wonderful services within that program, how to build your credit, how to take out some loans. We offer up to $60,000 of loans. So this is a really informational session, open to all. Sunday, that the slide says Saturday, but Sunday the 17th, we are hosting a new program that I'm launching called Cup of Culture. And this Sunday, we're highlighting the Arabic tea. So we will be having a tea party for an hour at the International Institute in the Hall of Nations. And we extended Welcome Week a little bit more with next weekend on the Saturday, it's Saturday the 23rd. We are going to host a community soccer game. And this is in partnership with Mora and the Dutchtown Community Center and our youth program. So that's at Marquette Park. That's a family, all of these, well, the Arabic tea and the Dutchtown soccer game are family-friendly events. So bring out your families. And then last but not least, the libraries, both the county and the city libraries are both hosting different things for Welcoming Week. But the city library came to the Institute and has a storyboard walk in front of our building. And the story is called Snow in the Jungle. And this is a story of inclusion and welcoming. So if you'd like to bring your children to that as well, please do so. Go out there and welcome people. September 15th, that's in 2 days. That is the start of the Hispanic Heritage Month. Yay! We have a lot of things happening for that month, but the biggest one is going to be September 21st, Thursday evening. This is a week and 1 day away. We will be offering with the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce the business after hours. So this is going to be really fun. It's also in our Hall of Nations. The Hispanic Chamber of Metro St. Louis and the International Institute are partnering on this event, and it's bound to be full of music, food, and conversation. So save the date, September 21st, 1 week and 1 day. Next slide. October 1st is going to be a great day as well. We have, some of you may have already heard about Little Amal, or rather Walk with Little Amal. This is an international initiative to help cities and the nations around the world welcome this beautiful puppet. Now, from the slide, you can't really notice, but this is a 12-foot puppet where 3 people take to walk it. Little Amal has been walking the world for the last 7 years. She came to America last week, with Boston being her first stop. Here in St. Louis, we are excited to welcome her on October 1st. This event will take place on the Gateway Arch steps. So join us on the riverfront. The best places for parking for this event would be the parking garage, the parking place right off of Lenore K Boulevard. So this is going to be amazing. We are really going to show Little Amal that St. Louis is a welcoming community. This is a family-friendly event. Little Amal portrays a 12-year-old girl from Syria, with the word Amal meaning hope. Her name means hope. So we're partnering with the St. Louis City Mosaic Project, St. Louis Made, lots of different partners of this event, but it's going to be amazing. Please join us 12:30 at the Gateway Arch. Next slide. Oops, wait, you can go back to the bazaar. Oh, well, it's on here too. So we have continued our efforts working out our bazaar. We started this in May, and it's going to continue till December, but every other week we are hosting a bazaar at the International Institute. The next one is 2 days from now, Friday. Come join us. This Friday we will be having Mediterranean food served by Sunrise. Can't read the rest of the name here because my Sunrise Dough. And then we will also be showcasing music by Farshid. He's really a great entertainer. And we also changed the location. So for those who have been before, you might have noticed we were in the back parking lot. We've moved this event to the front, on the front lawn of the International Institute. It's a really cool venue. The shady community, we really want to bring community out. We're still partnering with Operation Food Search to offer food, their Metro bus, which sells wonderful food. I love going there. I buy my 2 weeks worth of vegetables. Well, mostly they last a week because I have lots of people in my house, but those vegetables are amazing. So thanks to Operation Food Search and the Metro Market, we love having you at our bazaar. Please join us this Friday. And that's between 12 and 3. So if you're, if you want a late lunch too, you can still come at 2 o'clock and get lunch and shop. Next slide. So we're constantly looking for volunteers. I do want to put a shout out to all those wonderful people who volunteered for Festival of Nations. It was 2 days full of amazing individuals coming to help us out. I had a really great time seeing most of you. But if you're still looking for more to do, there's plenty here. You can join us by offering your support in our talent and development advocacy programs. So if you'd like to reach out to John, basically you will be doing administrative office support and work for our advocacy team for this position. Grocery shopping, as Carlos mentioned in the beginning of the call, we are seeing an uptick of new people coming and needing services. We all know food is a common denominator, and sometimes our grocery stores can be confusing. So please come to the International Institute and help families go grocery shopping. We continue to offer mock interviews. Again, that's on a bi-weekly basis. No experience needed. All you need to do is talk to people for this one. So please come and help us with mock interviews. Next slide. We're so proud of our relationship and partnership with the Metro St. Louis. They continue to offer training, transit training. That's really important for our new Americans who are living on bus lines. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Metro STL. As always, we are, I think I mentioned this last call, and I don't know if I did, but I'm so proud to say that during the August of 2021, we collected so many donations, and if you remember the pictures, the gym was full. We had 2 warehouses. It was just a wonderful way to show that St. Louis is so generous. We finally used the last bit of shampoo 2 weeks ago. So we are still collecting donations. It's a continual need. As long as we're serving individuals, people, we will be collecting donations. So obviously, these are all pretty much repeats, but if you want to go to Target or Walmart, we do have lists of things we currently need. We keep that list updated because as things come in, then other things will be more needed. So take a look at that. Thank you so much for your support. If you have any questions, John's the gentleman to go for volunteering. Catherine's the woman for youth programming. And I think we all know how to donate. Just click on that button below. Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of the day.
Thank you very much, Kelly. That was a lot of things going on in the St. Louis community. At this point, I would open up for questions if there are any questions from anyone in the audience. And if my team sees any questions that I've not looked at in the chat, please draw that to my attention. Any questions?
Ray, I dropped a question for Kelly in the chat. I don't think everybody needs to hear about it. Oh, no, she just answered. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
Thanks
Good.
again.
Wonderful. Seeing or hearing no questions, we have 7 minutes to the end of our time here. I want to thank you all for being here. We will be sending out this presentation to those who are here, and everyone in our mailing list so that those who missed it can catch up with it. And if there's information there that's worthy, please feel free to share with your networks as well. But thank you very much. We'll see you again next month as we come back to you with even more exciting developments that are taking place. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful afternoon.